How are we doing? How are we doing? Hope everyone is having a lovely Thursday. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a year, hasn't it? It's been a crazy, crazy time here so far. If you're in here, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna, do my ceremonial check of knowing that my microphone is working, which again, don't know why. I know last time we had some weird audio issues. I don't know. It was kind of like sporadic. Didn't seem like it affected anything on the recording side. Let me know if you see anything weird, but I think we're probably all right. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. I trying to think of the week recap. It's been another whirlwind. There's a lot going on. I have some things to chat about. And obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail here, the idea that I had is I'm kind of running out of ideas for live stream content. I don't really want to talk about specifically. I don't really want to specifically talk about like news or anything like that. There's always stuff going on there, and I'll definitely talk about those things when they come up and when they arise and stuff. But a lot of times, I have this internal battle. I'm gonna, give you guys some inside baseball here for a second. That I don't want to just talk about those types of things because while they are important, and I do want to talk about them, there is there's a limit to that. I want to make sure that if you guys came here for technical content, you at least get some of that. I don't want to just always talk about the news stuff. Although I will say that I think one thing that I can provide, I'm just talking out loud here, but I think just thinking out loud rather. Um, I think one of the things that I can provide is an insight on more of like a philosophical way to think about WordPress and just think about like owning a business and this whole thing in general. I think that's just something that I'm passionate about. So I'm not saying that's the topic of today's video. I'm just giving you guys some time to, kind of like jump in and everything like that and think about it. But I don't know, just thoughts that I've kind of had in my, day to day recently. But we got some really cool things coming up here. I'm excited. Momentum is high. Energy is high. So let's do it. Let's do it. I got a couple things here. I actually have to write another one on my list because I forgot about it. I was on the, we can kind of start there, I suppose. I was on the WP Minute. Well, not really. We kind of just recorded it offline because Matt and I talk a lot. And then we recorded it offline here. So I'll give you some links and different things in the chat, and we'll kind of talk about some of these announcement type things that we normally do. And then we will jump to the browser thing specifically, because honestly, I need to make a dedicated video for that. But if you're a loyal live stream supporter and attender, then you'll see this stuff before anybody else does. So congratulations, Mark Ruben. What's up, dude? Good to see you, dog. Hope you are doing well. Lots of things to chat about. Ruben possibly included in the announcements there as well. So first things first here, though. Channel, you can go check it out if you want. Obviously, you might be on YouTube already and see it. But I just want to talk about this stuff. This shit happens so often, and I just want to kind of like consistently kind of talk about it in these weekly live streams. A little like nice way for me to process what has happened in the last 7 days too. A lot of things right in here. We were on kind of like an offline chat with Matt over the WP Minute. So let me copy this link here, and you guys can go check it out if you haven't. But this is a really good conversation, just kind of about like what it's like crossroads of WordPress. And I just had like a lot of questions kind of about stuff that I don't know because I haven't been here long enough, and Matt's been here for a while and he's seen like the cycles of everything like that. And that was just like really interesting to kind of see that. And we're talking about some kind of like my perspective on some agency things and different stuff. And I just think it's a good talk, very chill, just like kind of exploratory. If you like that sort of stuff, boom. If you want technical stuff, obviously might not be for you. This random little short, I'll just throw in random links in the chat here. This random little short here is just like a 40-second thing from a podcast that I was on, this other one with Dave Polikoff over here. It's really funny. Like I didn't realize that I was gonna come up with like some sort of interesting saying there, but that's kind of cool. It's got some views. I don't know. I just like that sort of stuff. And then all the stuff I'm pulling from my channel, and I made this guest appearances playlist, and like this is just super cool to me because I've always wanted to have something where I can just like aggregate all of the outside videos, like where people have been so gracious to bring me on. And having said that, at 1 p.m. today, you guys got to go over and check out this because I'm super excited for this. We're gonna be chatting with Brian Cords. Isaac, appreciate you stopping in, brother. How you doing? Good to see you. At 1 p.m. here, I'm gonna be chatting with Brian Cords, and I have no idea what the fuck version control and Git is. I've heard it many different times. I've talked to agency owners that are doing like 5 million a year and above, and I know that they're using it all. I know that it's a very standard thing in like standardized development. But for me, somebody's always been in page builder land. I've never utilized that. I'm not necessarily saying it is or is not necessary, but I've talked to many different people. I've talked to people that are dealing with big development teams and doing a lot of custom stuff, and they definitely use that methodology. And then I've talked to other people, and they say like we do big websites and we don't use it. So I don't know. I'm still in my exploratory phase here. I certainly have opinions. I don't shy away from voicing them, but I like to try to hear more different things. So I'm super excited to chat with Brian Cords over on his channel later today at 1 p.m. EST to see what that's all about. I'm just gonna and a random thing too here while we're at this. I really enjoy this, and I pretty much I kind of want to like extend this generally. Steven, how are you, brother? Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. I kind of want to extend this like further because I'm trying to do it more and more. And this is another announcement kind of thing that I have going on here, just an update. I really, really like, and I think there's a huge opportunity for a style like that, a video with that I'm going to do with Brian later, where because I've already done with like one plugin at least with Derek over at Conversion Bridge. So like you have an expert or you have a plugin author, you have somebody who comes on to like my channel or I go on their channel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't just, I'm using me as an example, but it could be anybody. But I think that this format is really powerful. It's a live stream where you have one person that knows a topic really well or knows a product really well. And then I come in there and I'm able to have a conversation with them where they're able to like kind of teach me, but I'm able to ask questions that are like at a level where it's like I can understand the application, but I don't understand everything about the product. So then I can like ask these questions that are like probing and see like where the thing might kind of lack in a certain way or why you would use something, why you wouldn't use something. I just really like asking questions, and I've been told before that I ask insightful questions. Whether that's true or not, who knows. But my point is that I think that there's something to be said for that format. And I really like that, especially on topics too, where like I can benefit because I don't know what the hell this like version control necessarily is. For instance, like I'm a noob to that. Brian knows it very well, and the audience might know it to a certain degree, but they might benefit from questions that I might ask that they might not have thought of, or they might just be completely new like me, and they could also ask questions. This is why I'm such a huge fan of going live. Like I love live dialogue, whether it's a debate or whether it's just like education in that sense. I love it. I think it's just a net positive. So it's really cool. I'm really excited, like I said, for that chat. I'm excited to do more of those in that format with all sorts of different topics and products and what have you. Having said that, interestingly enough, if you guys know WP Easy, if we slide back over here for a second, if you know WP Easy, Alan, you should go subscribe to his channel if you're not, especially if you're into bricks content and things like that. Does incredible work. Very talented here. The interesting thing is he reached out to me, and we don't have anything fully set up yet. I'm going to talk to him later today. It's very interesting. Another side note is that what I've learned in being in this space for just a limited amount of time with people all over the world, this is my personal first experience dealing with people that are like in different areas of the world, like heavily, right? Like obviously continental US is like a little bit of time change, but Alan is all the way over in Australia. So the time difference is quite vast. So we're going to have a meeting, later tonight with the just the way that the clocks work. And we're going to chat about a idea that he has. I'm going to drop this other video in here because this is kind of what sparked the idea here. I don't want to give too much away because I don't know any of the details yet. I don't know any of the specifics on when we're going to necessarily, maybe pop on a live stream, what we're going to cover entirely. But The general emphasis is BEM, so BEM. The methodology of just like naming classes and things like that. There's a lot of stuff there. As far as like just I don't know, just the pros and cons to it. When if you should use it, if you shouldn't use it. I know Alan has some strong opinions there on on using it, and I am again. It's one of those things where like I don't see a reason not to. So let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, and we'll just see if we can benefit the audience in some way with the stuff that we're chatting about. So the clocks go backwards down there. You'll meet him on the way back. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like 14 hours ahead. It's crazy. Something I don't know. It's wild. But yeah, so that's a fun thing that I'm experiencing, which is cool. Yeah. So we got Alan there, and then I'm checking my list. So similarly, I have another thing to share here because I tweeted this out probably maybe an hour ago or so. This is Moex Khan. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Sorry, buddy. But I've talked to, and I don't know if that's his name because he also says Abdul. So I don't know. But anyway, my dude here, I've talked to him many times, at least a few times, like via Facebook and everything like that. I've been watching his content since I started using Jet Engine and Crockablock tools. So I'd highly, highly recommend it. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about Jet Engine and Crockablock, go check out Moex Khan's channel here. Like I said, this video in particular kind of caught me because it's kind of Crockablock recently just did this thing where they added like a huge amount of like REST API stuff kind of into just a UI. I know there's like the interactivity API in WordPress now. Again, I'm not given the chance to dive in that. If you are interested in that, I know Brendan's doing some stuff there. Brendan, thank you for hopping in, brother. Go check out Brendan's channel if you don't know him. The video we're looking at here, like just incredible what you can do with Crockablock. So just wanted to shout that out because I watched this video and I'm like, well, this is fucking nuts. So I don't know. I'm just sharing things that I think are super cool and kind of impactful with the way we can continue to work and build out our stacks and stuff. So that's kind of interesting. Definitely wanted to shout that one out. The next thing was bridge builders. So if we go back and we talk about bridge builders here, the live stream that we did. So Matt and I have been talking a good bit about this. We're trying to plan the next one and subsequent ones. So if you're interested in doing that, if you know anybody, if you want to nominate anybody, definitely let us know. We already did Elementor bricks and Beaver builders, so we're probably going to move away from those for right now, just so we don't repeat. I think the next ones tentatively are going to be like Oxygen, Breakdance, and possibly Divi, or maybe like a core, maybe just like core or something like that. The point is that we are reaching out to people and we are reaching out to different groups and we are trying to just continue that series. It's Maddie's idea. It's a great, fantastic idea. I'm super behind it. I think the next one's going to be on his channel. So definitely go subscribe to Matt. But yeah, so there's a lot there, a lot of interesting things happening. I will mention this because, I like to call things out when I see it. I will say again that we started posting these in the bricks group. We posted in the breakdance group, and it was a very passive, non-self-promoting post. We just said, hey, we did this thing before. We saw Maddie posted it. We did some things before with this bridge builders thing. We got really good reception. We want your page builder, XYZ, to be included, or if you want to nominate anybody. So we did that in breakdance. Well received. We did that. I can't remember where else he did that. I think it might have been Oxygen. Well received. Did it in Divi, deleted it. So they are extremely delete happy over there. And apparently they don't want free publicity. So we're working on that. Okay. We have some people on the inside, but my point is that type of thing really confuses me. And I have to talk about it because I can't just hold those types of things in. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, we are literally just trying to talk about your product and literally show it for free on a streaming channel. We're not saying that, it's way worse than anything else. We're just going to talk about it like honestly and openly and show it in action. And I know they have 5.0 and everything going on, but I'm just, that to me just doesn't really, it doesn't sit well because we're trying to be helpful. And I see that as just like kind of brushing it off a little bit. So just had to say that because I don't understand why people do that. But is what it is. We got more content coming on the way there with the Bridge Builder series. Hopefully you're liking that. Like I said, go check out Matt Eastwood's channel because there's a lot there. Yeah, 5.0 does look good. I mean, there's some interesting things there. Saw the WP Toots video. I hope it's great. I want everything to continue to move forward because competition is good no matter what anybody says. We don't want monopolies. We want continuous. We want people to continue to thrive. So yeah. Client portal question. Let's see. Hey, Mark, related to the client portal, I want to know how the pagination works. I tried the pagination stuff and it's not working. It's showing all the projects one after another in the same page. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm going to have to assume that is, you'd have to tell me if you're using listing grid with, or I mean, if we're doing it in bricks, then there's probably a simple pagination issue there. Depends on, are you doing, where are you querying from? Are you querying from the default bricks query? Are you querying, if you're using Jet Engine, are you querying the query builder there? I mean, if you're using Elementor, like that's another situation. This is why this stuff is like tough to diagnose without kind of seeing it. Yeah, let me know. Give me some more info there. I do assume that I might have some time here to spin up some stuff in a bit and kind of like play around with some stuff. Because I don't think this is going to take the whole hour or so. So yeah, definitely let me know on that. Couple other quick things here, and then I definitely want to talk about these browser extensions, but we got some random stuff. So we talked about all this. Let me clear some of this stuff out. This is a really funny one. Okay. Oh, listing grid and Elementor and Jet Query Builder. Okay. Where is the pagination real quick on that? Okay. I'm going to give you a thought and then we can come back to this. Jet, if you go to the query builder, if you go in Jet Engine to the query builder, there's definitely a place in there. It is, you got to go like in that bottom section, there's tabs on the left. Somewhere in there it says pagination. If you set that to -1, you should see all of them. There's different, like, and there's like number of things per page. So I would look at that. And then I think that's probably where it's at. Evan, good to see you, brother. Thank you for hopping in. Definitely let me know there, Palav. We'll work on that. Okay, so I got to show you guys something funny because this just came across my desk this morning. So I was I'm in Kevin Geary's Inner Circle, which you guys should go check out. And then great people in there. I posted in there a bunch of times, gotten great help and everything like that. So this is just really funny. And I'm actually looking to you guys for like how to react to this. So I really want your opinion, because I didn't have like a real visceral, like quick reaction to this, but like I do not really like it. You know what I mean? So I get this message in the Inner Circle from a kind gentleman who I have not spoken with before, and it said something along the lines of, "Hey, Mark, I just want to let you know that I found this on Fiverr," and he sends me a link, and I'm going to show you the link. So this is what you're looking at here is some gentleman named Kamal is just like saying that he'll create WordPress client portal dashboard and landing page on Fiverr, apparently for $90, and used my thumbnail for that and actually modified it as well. Like with this little shit up here, right? He actually, I'm actually more pissed now because he just took this and he put this Fiverr logo right over I know that says MJS right there. That's a little MJS logo. So here's my thing. I try to look at things from multiple angles, right? In one way, I actually respect the dude's hustle because I don't care about the information. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care that he's used, like, if you, like, that's why that's up there. Like, go ahead, take that shit that I did and put that and just build that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not kidding here. Build the portal for your clients the same way that I built the portal or the same stack or whatever. I literally give my documents away. I haven't really done a great job of it, but literally if you want to steal my entire like document of like what I use for, I have a video about the management and stuff like that, steal it. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, that is absolutely my MO. I really believe that there's more than enough work out there. And truthfully, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, if you steal that and you don't change it at all, I honestly think that that's silly if you don't change it, because you should adapt it to your business. And I literally don't care. Like, just take it. But this right here, come on, got a great editor. That's funny. But here's the thing though. When I see something like this is different. If he's using the portal, and I don't know Kamal, okay, might be a great guy, but I'm just talking about what I see here. And I know I'm not the only person that this happens to. So I'm not trying to like sound like, oh, this is fucking, big deal or whatever. But what I'm saying is, one, I would say don't do this. Two, I'm wondering how to react to it because I haven't like reached out to this guy at all to ask him to take it down or anything. But I don't appreciate this. Like, even if he would have taken my face out of here, you know what I mean? Like this is just like the weirdest thing. And I don't know if it's like I'm trying to think of it from different angles. I literally just want to have a conversation about this because like I said, I'm confused. Like, what's the impetus here? Is it just because does he think that like I'm gonna attract people? Like my persona here is gonna attract people? I mean, I would love that to be the case. I don't think that's gonna happen though. Um, I don't know what the idea was here, to take that. And it's not even like a good fucking thumbnail. Like that's the confusing part to me. Like that is one of the shittiest thumbnails I've ever created. Um, like you could simply you could very well, you know what I mean? Like I'm not like a celebrity that somebody that you could if somebody sees that on the front page and be like, oh, that's fucking Kim Kardashian. What, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. So I'm just kind of confused by the whole thing, to be honest with you. I do think that I kind of want to reach out and tell him just, hey, can you take my fucking face off that at least? Because like I don't really appreciate. It's kind of like a weird, not like a copyright thing, but like a it probably is a copyright thing to an extent, but I don't even give a shit about the thumbnail. Like it's like just don't put my fucking face on something that you're doing because I don't want to tarnish my brand with like potentially the shit work that you could do. I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying like that's, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's real weird. But yeah, imitation is great fun. I mean 100%. Yeah, I don't know. He has a decent. That's exactly what I meant too. Yeah, it's not like he was like I found this guy in 3 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you just? It's honestly just more of a personal branding thing. It's like, why are you using my face when you could do that? Probably not his actual headshot. Well, I did find him on Facebook too, so it does have his face. It's not his headshot in the profile picture, but it's his headshot in the header. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna reach out to this guy again. I'm not trying to make a big deal over this. This is literally the first time this is something like this has happened to me. It's not a huge deal, but it is something where it's like I don't. Again, I want to make it clear that I don't care that people steal like my stuff in a way. Like it's, we're in WordPress. This is GPL. Like the content that I have is like I would prefer people don't steal my videos and shit. But honestly, I've heard that happen and I don't even really give that much of fuck anyway about that because I think that if you could go to somebody big and you could steal their content, but you're not gonna like you're not really going to it's kind of like doing shitty SEO. Like you're not really gonna actually compete with them. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be doing this. I plan on doing this for like the rest of my life, like stuff like this, right? So it's like I don't really care about that from that angle. I just more of like the angle that I literally just thought of as we're all having this conversation, which I appreciate the thoughts, is that I just don't want my face like associated with literally this product. You know what I mean? Because I can't say like, they're gonna be like, oh well, now my face is like on this and like it's a $90 portal. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't no. So that's my issue with it. Hopefully I'm going to reach out to this guy. He's going to be cool with it. Maybe he's on the stream right now. Hey, Kamal, if you're on the stream right now, hey, can you take that down? I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to reach out to this guy because that's a little weird. Get ready to march it on. Nah, don't find Kamal. Do not do that. We don't need that. Not yet. Depends on how he responds. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I thought that was really funny and interesting. So that was a new thing that happened to me today. That was fun. What else do we got here? I'm gonna it's similar thing, different type of conversation here, but another learning one. And I think you guys will definitely have some more insights on this for me. So here's the deal on this one. So this is a client. This is a client email, and this is a client screenshot. Okay. And I did my best to redact all the information. It's a WooCommerce website. It's memberships. It's subscribers, all that jazz. Not the point. The point isn't really technical here. The point is that I'm going to try to actively think about this with you guys, and maybe you guys have some more insights from me and the audience in general. So quick question, subscriber. So there's two main points that I want to hit on here. So I'm gonna give you this is an email to me. Quick question. Subscriber gave us written permission to bill him $5,000. There was a remainder of subscription due. He would like us to bill card used last time ending in blah. Can we do this somehow? I created an order for it, but not sure if I screwed up. Oh, okay. So a couple things here. And I don't know exactly how to lay it out, so I'm just gonna kind of go stream of consciousness. When I get emails like this, I get really concerned. And I get concerned because I know that this is like my fault as a business owner, as a freelancer at one point, and this client's been around for, a while, like not recent, like this was 2 years ago that this was completed. So I get really concerned when I see these types of emails. I don't get like worried, but I just get like, I get frustrated at myself. The reason my reaction to it is that I have not found the perfect formula yet for how much, and I got to stop here because this is really important. This conversation is particular in this case to like e-commerce, but it's the same shit with other stuff that we always talk about. Like this is why this type of email, I feel like people that say, "Hey, we want to give people access to bricks. Like we want to give our client access to bricks." I feel like they've never received these types of fucking emails because this type of email is the one where it's like, I know I fucked up. Like I know that this is my fault. I know I didn't manage these expectations right. I know I didn't have a good enough process in place. I know I didn't like explain this well enough to them. And I'm not just saying this isolated incident of like how to create an order or something like that. I just mean like this seems like a complex problem that I'm just maybe not big enough yet to know how to understand. The problem here specifically is like who manages the store? You know what I mean? Like it's who manages the orders, who manages like the payments and things like that. A lot of it can be automated if it's subscription based, certainly. But like who manage this? Like whose job is this? And then depending on whose job is it, who is paying? Meaning like if I am if I know how to create orders, I know how to run orders, I understand like the back end of WooCommerce, which can be a fucking nightmare. Like if that's me, then I need to be able to charge for that knowledge if I'm going to train somebody. I also need to be able to charge if there's a problem, if like they screw it up. So that's difficult. And then, if that's not the case, then like, am I running their store? I always had a problem with that because like I'm not like integrated into the business. So it's like I don't want to be like signing people up or anything like that, or like sending out orders or like creating orders and having people process payments. Like that part doesn't make any sense. So again, I'm not saying that this problem hasn't been solved globally. I'm just saying that to me, it's an interesting email to get, and it makes me remember and brutally reminds me that like I have not set perfect expectations and things like that from the outset on a lot of my projects, and it's come back to like be annoying because this is just one example of things that could kind of happen here. So that's my first big thought is like who manages the store. And does it matter? Like literally, how do you handle this if you're running e-commerce, right? And I guess Shopify, as an example, would make things easier in a lot of cases, but still, it's like I feel like we're always stuck in this battle of we want to provide a bunch of value, right? But at the same time, we don't want to like do all of the work for the clients in a way because literally in some cases you can't, like unless you're fully like integrated into the business, as an example like this. It's like it's just a weird middle ground. And then if you are providing the amount of work that you want to provide, then you absolutely have to get compensated appropriately for it. So there's just like a lot of back and forth shit that's like really tough to kind of think about. So these might be 202 problems, I don't know. But again, I do want to relate it back to the other piece of it because there's not just, obviously this is e-commerce, it adds a layer of complexity, but there's not just it's a slippery slope. Giving client access to anything. I'm not saying emergency access. I'm not saying hostage websites. Okay. I'm saying like giving them actual normal access and responsibility on these types of things is a slippery slope that you have to be by the book on, I feel like, because it's just, I haven't done a good job of it in the past. So that's my perspective on it. But I don't know. Got to let me know what you guys think. And the other, secondary part of this, because I know this is the secondary. The first part of it is more related to the e-commerce thing, but the second part of it is more so related to just literally anybody that you would work with in the website space. And it is because, again, this is something that I deal with clients, particular clients pretty often, is how much. So you want to build them a website, okay? And everybody starts off by just building websites and maybe doing, recurring management or whatever, but maybe they do recurring management. If not, then they just hand the website off. And then maybe they want to do some other stuff. Maybe they want to do social media, or maybe they do SEO or whatever. The thing is, though, a lot of people I think are just stuck in that. I'm going to build the website and I'm going to make sure it's hosted and secure and all that. So to me, this has always been a problem where very quickly, to some degree, depending on the price that they're recurringly paying you, it's easy to sell somebody on a website. Like the price might vary, but let's just say $5,000. I know it's different in all parts of the world. Okay, I get it. But let's just say you can sell a $5,000 website. It's not hard for somebody to be like, hey, I'm going to build you a five-page website for $5,000. Like that's easy for a normal person to like digest. Maybe they think it's like overpriced because they think, oh, you're not actually doing anything. You're just clicking around. That's the side point. But like, it's like this much money for this product. There you go. Okay. One time, or payment plan, but one time. But then you take it to the next level where it's like the recurring situation. And they're like, okay, what am I paying you for again? Like, what is that recurring fee for? And then you have to list all these things that they don't fucking understand, like the video that I have about website management. And I'm like, okay, so that's the secondary part, and they have no idea. They don't understand that. They don't understand there has to be a recurring fee sometimes, and you have to educate them on. Which, again, most reasonable people, you can educate them on and understand that. But here's the thing, though. After a certain amount of time, depending on what that number is, they're probably going to get like annoyed that they're paying that, or they might be like, they're definitely going to ask you for more things, right? And what I've had the issue is I've had the whole gamut, but the one thing that I want to talk about here is the people that want you to do things, but they don't see you as an authority enough to let you do the things. And you haven't established yourself as an authority enough to be the boss, so to speak, right? And this is why I think this is where a lot of people in this industry literally get fucked, is because they don't establish themselves as the authority on the front of the project, the marketing authority, okay, which I've done several times, and every single time it ends up not good in one way or another. But if you don't establish yourself as the marketing authority and the ROI positive marketing authority, then the client, one of two things is going to happen. Either the client's going to be like, you're not providing any value, and it's going to get annoyed, and they're going to get like solicitations left and right from all stupid, products and service providers or whatever. And that's going to potentially seal your fate, or at least make your life more difficult, because you're leaving money on the table there too. And the second thing that might happen is, it's actually borderline worse, is the second thing that might happen is the client might think that they are a marketer now, and they're going to tell you to do all sorts of stuff that, like, you're going to literally, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've gotten an email from clients, specific clients, and I hear, hey, can we do XYZ? Can we move XYZ? Can we change XYZ? And I just think in my head, as I'm reading it, that is the worst idea that I have ever had, that I've ever heard in my entire life. Doesn't mean, I literally don't know where you could have gotten that idea. And I'm not mad at them, because in actuality, they don't know any better. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they're just trying to make their business better. They heard something from some sort of source or something, or some sort of ad or something, and they're like, hey, can we do this? There's a lot of nuance here. It's like cool that they're coming to you rather than going to somebody else for that. But at the same time, it's like, that's a bad idea. And now you already have the idea in your mind, and you saw it on the internet because somebody told you that it was a good idea because they were trying to sell you some shit. And now you're coming to me telling me this. And then you get it one step further. I know I'm going deep on this, but I don't know. I think this is important. And then you go one step further and you're like, well, what do I have in place to actually like I haven't established the authority. So now I have these requests incoming that I don't agree with. How do I handle them? Do I have to do them? Should I try to turn them to a different direction? And then more importantly, are you going to get compensated for them? Because then all of this stuff gets wrapped up back in what we're talking about with the stuff before, where it's like the monthly management, and it's just a goddamn nightmare. Okay. So what I'm trying to do in my own business, and I've started to do a better job at this, and I hope other people, I hope this sheds light on this for other people, is you have to try to be the marketing authority, not the website guy, the marketing authority at the beginning, assuming that you ever want to go that marketing route. Because it's just a natural progression. If you're not providing like more marketing service, I'm not talking about social media or anything. I'm talking about marketing revolving around the website. Because if you're not providing those types of things, you don't have a very straightforward ROI, like a way to generate positive ROI that is like tangible for the client. And then you don't have the authority to be like, yeah, no, that's actually a bad idea. Why don't we do this instead? And you pay me to do it. So I don't know, just a weird, tough little, situation and some stuff that I'm thinking about all the time. From Evan here, these support requests are part of the reason why I'm slowly stepping away from e-commerce sites. Payment processing can be a liability, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely some annoyance there. Knock on wood, I have not had too many if any, payment processing issues where somebody gets charged and they got to get back charged and refund and all that sort of stuff. I have not had to deal with any of that. But it is something that's real. Like if you're getting into the e-commerce space, you have to really understand what is going on there and who is responsible for what. And it's actually kind of dangerous to be honest. I mean, it's really dangerous. WooCommerce is, people give it shit. I don't mind it entirely. I haven't used the other platforms enough, like SureCart, North Commerce. I think North Commerce is on lower LTD now, which is an interesting topic. But the WooCommerce type of thing, I don't mind it, but it is a rat's nest kind of back there. It's not like something cool and sleek and nice like a Shopify. It was not. I don't think it was built a while ago. It was innovative. I don't think it's really built for somebody to just hop in there and know what they're doing basically right away. So that is an issue, and that can present a lot of those liability issues with payment processing and just other things where they're just clicking around doing random stuff, because it is cool, kind of that the guide rails are off in a lot of ways. You could do whatever you want. Obviously you can, segment certain things down, I'm sure, with shop managers and stuff like that, like user roles. But I mean, just in general, if you let your clients fly around back there, it can be tough. And that's something that I've definitely made the mistake of, and certainly kind of actively making this mistake in a way. And I don't know. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. I'm just trying to explain to you guys what I'm dealing with, and hopefully you guys can learn from it and potentially help me as well. So yeah, that's kind of all I got there, but that was an interesting one. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on there. One thing I forgot to mention was that I filmed at least I think it's like a 3-video series. I have had so many people ask me, again with the client portal stuff, which I know there's more coming there. Just be patient. But it's for me and I'm not done with it. So it's I'm upset about it too. But the client portal stuff kind of intrigued me on the tutorials and the technical stuff, because it was more deeper than I'd ever really gotten. And I've gotten a lot of questions, and I've been to meetup groups and things like that, people trying to get into space. And it's and I know people that have agencies and do websites, and they don't leverage dynamic data nearly enough. And I'm like, please, please, please just understand what a custom post type is and how it can literally change your life. And I know there's a lot of other good content out there already, but I can't recommend certain content for other creators, because I don't know how they set it up. I haven't watched every piece of it. And I'm like, I can't just say go type in custom post type or whatever. So I did what any other content creator did. And I just created my own kind of little quick, agenda for talking about it and walking through it. And I think that I did a decent job in explaining it. I don't know. You guys can be the judge of it, but I filmed at least 3 videos of it. It's probably going to be, I would say, an hour and a half to 2.5 hours or 3 hours of content for that. And it's literally going through every type of content in a way, which is, the language is difficult for me, but in that context. But the agenda is pages, or it's post pages, third-party post types, custom post types, I don't know, taxonomies, options, relationships, a bunch of stuff. So I used Bricks, ACF, Jet Engine, just to kind of show everything off. It was not a tool thought. People are probably going to see it and they're probably going to think, oh, this is that you're talking about tools and shit like that we can use. Well, most of the stuff, I used as much free stuff as I could. I didn't even really use Bricks that much, because it's really, the idea is to talk about the concepts. It doesn't matter what page builder you're using, as long as the page builder supports dynamic data, and you have a way to create custom post types and custom fields. It does not matter at all what you're doing. It's that concept is mind-numbingly important. And I just don't know how people aren't doing it, because it literally changed my life. So my point is, dynamic data series is going to be dropping here soon, as I finish up editing them, because I think that's going to be a real cool thing. And then that's one of those pieces of content that I can always send people back to and be like, hey, go check this out. Like I'll give you the high level, but just go check this out. Really need more of that stuff, because that's really where kind of start to layer a little bit more of that on there. I got to do a better job with that. But if you're interested in dynamic content, probably most of you guys know what you're doing there. But if you need anybody else, if anybody else is interested, I got your back on that. Cool. All right. Why don't we talk about some browser extensions, some fun things? And I do also just hang on one second. I'll share my screen again. I do want to. Pods is great, starting free. Yep, 100%. Pods, ACF, Jet Engine. Not all of them are free, obviously. ACPT. Is that what it's called? I've used Pods before. Funny story, quick story about Pods, because you guys might enjoy this. I actually used Pods on a thing because all of the thing that's different about all these is that the field types. So like Jet Engine, for instance, doesn't actually have like a URL custom field type. You just use like text, but like I know ACF has like an actual URL field type just for the validation, I guess, piece of it. But funny enough, I don't remember how exactly, but I had to download Pods because of the way that it was rendering phone numbers. Like ACF was rendering phone numbers or something in those custom fields. Yeah, I'm not proud of that website because there's like multiple things that you can create. You can create custom post types with. Not ideal. Oh yeah, MetaBox, also good. Yeah, there's a ton of them. And again, that's a different conversation for a different time. We should probably, I know there's custom fields like built into WordPress, but I've never used them because I didn't realize what those were until I found the other stuff. I know like all this stuff is kind of programmatic, right? Like you could just add these things via code and then you can edit them just using code. But like, again, just confusing why like WordPress in and of itself doesn't have like just an easy UI just to kind of start some of that. I know it has a little bit of a UI for the custom field, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like it's not as good as like an ACF or whatever. Again, we don't want to shit on WordPress too much. It's given us a lot, but yeah, always got to be, somewhat, it's like understandably critical of certain things. So things continue to get better, I feel like. But let's talk about this here. The reason I'm on the channel here is I just want to put this video in here because there's so much shit about browsers. Okay. There's so much talk about browsers going on nowadays, more than I can ever remember. And it's awesome. Like, it's really cool that we're talking about like Arc and all these different other ones. But again, I'm just on Chrome. Chrome is a seemingly a memory hog. And there's probably a lot of bad things about like Google and Chrome and all that sort of stuff. And I'm totally understanding of that. What I would say though, is that I think there's certain things about these new browsers that like people just didn't almost know that Chrome could do, like, and myself included. And maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there's nuance here. Please let me know. But there's a couple things that I kind of just want to show, and we're talking about browser extensions specifically, but I want to kind of show you kind of like my workflow if I can a little bit here as we have some time. From Brendan here, MetaBox has a great free version, but no UI. Sometimes that is better, so the custom fields are hidden in WP. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely different. That's actually kind of cool. You can hide them. Interesting. I've only used MetaBox maybe like once, but definitely heard good things. All right, so I just want to kind of show you guys some stuff here. Maybe you guys tell me some tips on the workflow and stuff like that. But this is what happened to me. If you watch that video that I put on there about how the Google Chrome setup changed literally my business and my life, is a quick story. Is I used to have like 5 or 6 emails when I was trying to do too many stupid things at one time, like too many businesses and side projects and stuff. And that was an actual nightmare. Like going into a Chrome window and like going to Google and like clicking, like this thing up here at the top right, and like switching between different ones. And then you would like open a link, or you would open a Google Doc or something, and you wouldn't be in the proper email account. It was not the way to do things. And I didn't realize this until very recently, like around the time that I, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whenever I did this. And this has been life-changing. Again, if you don't use Google Chrome, I'm sure there's other browsers that do this, but I know Google Chrome had this a long time ago. And I don't understand why they didn't do it. And again, we'll get to the extension piece because it runs in line, but it's called profiles, like just right up here, like in the top. And then you make a new profile, which I say in that video, and then you can have different things. So people are like, why do you have a red background thing up here? Well, the reason I have a red background thing up here is because this is my Mark Szymanski profile in Chrome, right? So I literally have you can't see any of this stuff. I apologize the way a Restream works, but I literally have 3 icons down here. Actually, I might be able to cheat this for you here in a second. I literally have 3 icons down here at the bottom of my screen for Chrome. So let me just let me see if I can pull this up real quick just to kind of show you, and then booyah, there we go. So this is literally my taskbar, okay? Which is another fun thing that if we're nerd out, we could talk about it all. But this is literally my taskbar here on Windows, right? So you can see I have 1, 2, 3 different Chrome profiles. You guys might not like this, but this is amazing to me. Like everybody's different strokes, different folks. Okay, we're just having a conversation. But like when I need to do personal shit, when I need to look at personal finances, or I need to just search some like completely random shit, or go on Amazon or whatever, I click on this one. When I need to talk about, like when I need to go to my YouTube channel, or I need to go to my email for my Mark Szymanski stuff, I go here. When I need to go to my agency stuff for Find a Tech, if I need to do any web work at all, if I need to look at the email over there, I go to this one. And it's 3 separate things. I feel like this is what everybody is like loving about Arc. And to me, it's like, we've had this for a long time. Again, I don't know about the memory thing. Okay. We're not going crazy with the technical side of this. If there's some details there I'm missing, I'm happy to hear about them. But my point is, like, this is what I was going over in that video. And it's just been extremely impactful. And then the other thing too, I'm not trying to praise Google here necessarily, but there's just a lot of cool things here that I've been able to like think about and do. It's like this ChatGPT thing. It looks like it's a desktop app. It's not. It's just a browser window that opens in its own window, so I can have it separated from everything else. And because of the profile thing, it's logged in specifically to the email and the account and the Chrome profile that I have that set up through, which happens to be my business one. So when I open that, it's kind of like it's an extension of this profile, this business one. And then similarly with my calendar, I have all my calendars synced down to my personal. This is another thing I'm super passionate about, just like productivity, workflow, stuff like that. My calendar is synced down to my personal email address. So I have all of it's just in the layers, if you've ever seen like in a Google Calendar. So like I have all of my business, my Mark Szymanski email, like any calendar events associated with that, my Find a Tech calendar. They're all layers on my personal calendar. So I open one calendar and I can see everything. I can see my shared calendar with my wife. I can see her personal calendar. I can see my personal calendar. I can see my businesses. Like it's amazing. And a side note, I don't know why more people don't use calendar invites. Like it's like you need to have a tidy calendar. How do you guys know what you're doing with your life? But anyway, I'd be lost. But anyway, you can do it. More power to you. So then that, and then like X and Facebook as other examples, those are like the thing where you can do in Chrome where you have like a shortcut and then you set as your taskbar from the Mark Szymanski one. So they're always logged in and they're kind of like pulling from that profile. Just kind of cool stuff. Same thing with, I think, Google Keep over here as well, which I don't use enough because I forget it's down there. But yeah, so just some random stuff. But yeah, but just some really interesting types of things there. So that's that's kind of the high level of the profile thing. But with the extensions, similarly, as I was doing all that, the other cool bit about it is your profiles also look different, right? So you have all of these guys up here, right? These are your bookmarks bar, which I like this. Other people, apparently, they can't stand having this up there. I think it's distracting. Oh, well. And then you have your extensions. Now, I'm going to try to do this here. Let me go just like over here. Oops. Let me go slide this over so you guys can get like another view here when I switch this around. So if you go here, so that's what you're seeing on screen right now is my Mark Szymanski, like extensions, bookmarks at the top and all that sort of stuff. But then if you come here and it has a red background, so then I know it's hard to explain, but now this is my Find a Tech one. So it's like, I don't know if I'm telling you guys anything you don't know. I'm just saying, but this was amazing when I figured this out on Google Chrome, that you could do this, and it was seamless and easy, because I'm only logged into one email here, like on this whole profile. So we never have any of that bullshit switching back and forth. I know exactly where everything is. It just works. It's fantastic. So to talk about this and wrap this up kind of with our conversation about extensions and everything like that, is that what this affords me is the fact that I can kind of like wear different hats when I'm doing different things and when I'm thinking about different things. because in this environment, we'll call it this profile, you can see there's a ton of bookmarks up here and everything like that. That's like everything that I own for the business or like am a part of or have to go to or what have you. And these are all the extensions that are like highly web developer. I'll make a standalone video just on like a quick, video about the extensions and everything like that. But like there's a ton of things up here that like are extremely of value, I think, to people in our industry. I think it would be really cool. Control Shift B to hide the bookmarks bar. Yeah, love that. Like I do it right now and just like shuts the whole system down. You Alt F, what is it? Alt F forward me? Damn you, Brendan. No, but I appreciate that. But yeah, so like all of this is just some cool things. So I'll just run through these real quick. I don't want to take too much time. I also have to go I don't know, like possibly eat before I go chat with Brian at 1. Definitely got to hop over there, guys, if you want to see more about the version control and everything. But just some interesting things here. Maybe one of these you haven't heard of or something like that. We got this AI like language thingy in here. I think it's called language tools. Does this details go directly to it or no? No, it goes right here. So like we got this AI language tool thing. It's kind of like Grammarly. I was told it was a little better, and I don't know. I don't have any like paid extensions or anything like that, but that comes in handy a lot. Similar to Grammarly though, just grammar and punctuation, all that sort of stuff. I use Google Drive literally for everything. So that's another piece of the workflow is like all of these things are synced. Like I have those virtual drives or whatever on my desktop. So I have 3 drives that are my personal, Mark Szymanski, and then my Find a Tech. So all those files are synced down, and like each of them work perfectly just based off of the way that that the whole streaming file system or whatever the hell it's called works, which is cool because then I have those files available to me on my desktop as well as just in in the actual thing here. My lap or my keyboard is blinking at me. It better not die. Figured out how the pagination works. Awesome. Hell yeah, brother. Happy for you. Let me zoom in here for a second. Built With. So Built With has an extension, pretty sick. You can just kind of pop open. I mean, like, I'm always on websites, just like kind of quickly seeing like what they're using or what have you. Built With is awesome. We'll come back to another one there. Calendly, so you can schedule meetings and stuff like that directly. I don't really use that too much because it's kind of cool that you can drop meetings and different things into your, I think gives you the option to drop it into like Gmail and stuff like that. I don't really use it too much. There's probably some options that you can configure there, but that is a good one. Clear session, clear cookies and stuff like that right away. That's awesome. Again, some of these things are probably not necessary, and somebody is probably going to give me some shit about security on some of these. So noted. But try to be as careful as possible and not download shit, I guess. I don't know. Kellerzilla is the best one that I found because it just automatically grabs the Keller, copies it, everything like that. Kind of some cool things there. You can't see the drop downs, but oh well. And what we got? Download all images is a huge one. I mean, you can literally just click this button, download every image on a page. So if you're ever trying to rebuild a website or something, I would highly recommend that one. Fake filler is kind of a cool thing. WS Form actually has this built in though. So that is, in some ways, if you're using WS Form, you don't need that, but fake filler is pretty sick because it just adds all of data into the form fields. Full screen tasks for Google Tasks. Just quick funny story about that. I use Google Tasks. And again, back to the whole separate account thing. I have tasks in my task for my personal, Mark Szymanski, and Find a Tech. So I needed a way to do it full screen. And before they had a view for that within the calendar, I had that app, which was it's a great little app, but I think it's kind of obsolete now. Get cookies.txt locally. That is a funny, annoying ass story. I had to download this because you guys might appreciate some of this. I had to download this because I had a client that wanted an AI. They wanted an AI chatbot. So it needed to scrape the website, right? But it couldn't scrape the website because all of the content was behind of login. So, and it was called Wonder Chat was the one. I'm not even sure if it's still there. But so they wanted to do that. And like, this was what they told me to do was like, get this thing to get the cookie and then scrape the cookie. I probably didn't need to actually like do that. Perhaps, I don't know. But again, it was just a tool to do it. So it was just kind of a funny thing. Like I had to grab the cookie, I had to put it in this thing, and then it had to scrape it based off of that. It was a real weird situation. Got some comments here. and it's working, but the pagination is working only on the same page. I set the post limit to 6, and then after loading 6 items again, the button appears. I want something like page 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Who do you refer to learn me? Bricks Builder, a YouTuber. Okay, we got a couple things here real quick. Palav, you want it to show page 1 of 2, 2 of 3 and everything. Isn't there a check to see if there's an element for pagination? I feel like there is, but I could be wrong. And did you say Elementor? I feel like there's an element for that you can like pull in or something like that, and then show that down there. Can't remember exactly. Who do you refer? Bricks Builder. I would refer you to Brendan O'Connell here in the chat. I would definitely look at Brendan's stuff right here. This gentleman, great content. I would refer you to Kevin Geary. I mean me, but I don't do enough technical bricks content right now to actually refer myself. Dave Foy. Yeah, I'm definitely forgetting. Alan, WP Easy, would definitely refer you to. Ton of people. WP Toots occasionally too. I know covers it. So I would highly recommend that. Definitely good though. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I definitely need to do some more videos. We're on that cusp there. We're doing. I'm honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. Like I'm newer to bricks, so I understand it, but I am not as confident as some of these other guys that have been handling it for more than like a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, or however long it's been. Has it been 2 years? It's been I don't know, but like I am just I'm doing other things, and it's like I'm kind of a medley of sorts. So I appreciate you being here. And we will have more bricks content because I have more stuff to talk about and learn. So appreciate it. Giphy, let's keep going through these. Giphy for Gmail. I'm gonna try to speed up. Giphy for Gmail is funny because you could just drop GIFs right into Gmails if you ever want to do that. That's kind of cool. This is another one I use literally all the time. Is Go Full Page. It's like you just click one button, it takes a screenshot of the entire page. You could save it as a PDF, PNG, JPEG, whatever you want. Really cool. I know it's built into some other shit, but again, we're on Chrome, Windows here, so there's that. Docs offline, I have no idea. It's just kind of, again, part of the Google stuff. Hosting checker, who's hosting checkers? These things are always so cool too, because in a second you can have them. Like you can be on a website, just click the button, then boom, you know exactly who's hosting it, where's it at, IP information. This one is actually even better, this IP address, because it gives you like the domain information, everything like that, all tied to there. HubSpot sales, I use that for kind of like Gmail, tying Gmail and Google together. And I think what that gives you the opportunity to do is it shows it can track, like it literally says there, email tracking. So you can send emails if everything's hooked up with Gmail and HubSpot, and then you can and then like you'll get like notifications and things like that, like on the app on your phone or whatever, saying like when people opened emails. It's kind of sick. So we got Lighthouse. I know that's baked in as well, but I have seen issues where if you go to inspect and you have like an ad blocker on or something like that, like you can have some weirdness. So being able to just like click Lighthouse up here and just get that, especially now that GT Metrics is paid, it's kind of cool to just get those real quick at least. TLDV I've been using for client calls. It's been really great. It's like an AI transcriber. So it just records the call, sits in on your meeting, records the call, gives you a transcript of the call. Then it gives you an AI transcript, which is like it automatically pulls out like pieces of the meeting and tells you stuff. Also has some new stuff where you can, it tells you like how much you talked versus the other people. If you hit certain points that you wanted to hit, like it's getting pretty sophisticated. I've been using it for, I want to say like 6 months to a year. It's pretty cool. Uber Suggest. I have an LTD to Uber Suggest. I've never used Ahrefs or SEMrush, but I may at some point. Uber Suggest is pretty good for what it is. I think it's still maturing, and like I said, I have the LTD. So like when you have that installed, you can see like in Google search, like insights and different analytics and things like that, just straight up on Google search. Very cool. uBlock Origin is just an ad blocker. I think it's one of the best, I would assume. And does a great job at hiding ads, which we don't like ads. Vimigo. This is one, honestly, that like so like kind of niche in a way. Like if you have this installed, nobody will ever be able to keep a video from you. I know like you could always like kind of, if you're really depending on the way the website's structured, like you can just go in and you can grab like the MP4 out. But I've had that problem happen where like I want to grab a video and I can't find it in the code. I know it's somewhere in there, but like it's just abstracted or something's going on. This thing literally automatically, when you see a Vimeo video, even if it's private or something, like if you can see the video, you can download the video in one click. It's crazy. I'm such a nerd. I'm digging browser content. People don't optimize this part of their workflow enough, yet we literally are always using it. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I mean, this is just to me, like I said, the three profile thing, the compartmentalizing of it in my life and in my thought process, just absolutely huge. If you're doing everything from one email address or from one browser and everything like that, that's awesome. If you can do it, good for you. But like optimizing it a little bit, I think helps a lot. You don't want to over optimize. I definitely am guilty of that, like overthinking it. But there's a good middle ground. Yeah. If you use Bunny CDN, you're in a safe place. I have never used Bunny CDN, but I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see if Vimeo put something on over there and see if you can do it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about Bunny CDN, but this thing is crazy with the Vimeo stuff. Okay, this is by far and away for me the best thing I've ever downloaded in my entire life as far as extensions go. It's called Voice in Speech to Text Dictation. It is free. There's a paid version, but like the paid version is like, you don't need that shit. You know what I mean? Like you could live without that. Anywhere on the internet, you hit Alt L, and then a little microphone comes up, and you can voice to text right into the box. I mean, for me, somebody that literally does not want to type like everybody else on the internet, like walls and walls of text, absolute best thing I've ever downloaded in my entire life. I was like, I can do this on my phone. How do I do this on the internet? Like anywhere. Even works on those other things that I was talking about, where like you can like have a you can download or save or make a shortcut of a website. Like I showed you on the bar down there. Like if I have Facebook open, right, but I have it in a separate window, it's still really Chrome running it. It's just like its own instance of it, kind of its own window, without like the back and all that sort of stuff, back and bookmarks and all that. You can even do it there. It's amazing. I have that installed on all 3 instances of this because it's absolutely incredible. I purchased Sidekick and I love it. I don't know what Sidekick is, Ruben. Please enlighten me. They have Bunny Stream. It's all encrypted. Well, yeah. Interesting. We got to put it to the test. Vimeo. No, I'm sure it doesn't work. It's probably a different type of thing. This is really specifically for Vimeo. Like I think YouTube, it's pretty easy to get it out of there. There's a million YouTube ones. But yeah, so it's a lot of interesting things there, but that's cool that Bunny doesn't have that problem. Wappalizer we talked about Built With earlier. This one is honestly better in a lot of ways. Like I don't know if it's going to do anything here, obviously, because this is, you can't even see this drop down. What the fuck? But anyway, there's this little guy up there. People probably know about this one, but it's better than Built With because it like, again, immediately when you're on a website, you click it and it shows you a drop down of all the different technologies, all the different things that are being used. You can see page builders, you can see SEO plugins, you can see just like, frameworks and things like that. Really, really cool stuff there. Wappalizer is awesome. What font? I think I heard about that one from WP Toots. So it's like you click on it and you can just click on like different fonts and stuff like that and know immediately what it is. Again, some of this shit you could just go into the code and look. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I'll do it if I have to, but like if I can just quickly do this and this isn't like an issue, I'm just going to take a look at it. Oh, wait a second. About to change your life. Copy clipboard extension, multi-copy, bulk copy. Wish I had this years ago. I'm going to have to look that up. And Brendan, you bring up a great point. That is another one that changed my life too. It's probably similar in nature. I'll have to look up that. Is that an extension? But if you're on Windows, at least, I'm sure there's something on Mac. When you're on Windows, you like Control V to copy whatever you pasted last. But the thing that I learned is there's actually copy history. So if you do like the Windows key V, then you can see all of your shit. So you not like, let's just say you copied like, one word or whatever, then you could just paste that as normal. But then like, let's say you copied 5 things, you can click Windows key V and see all of those things. And then you can just do that. And that's native to Windows. So Definitely try that if you haven't. But I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at that later. I think my keyboard literally might be my keyboard is actually dead. This fucking Keychron um, just decides to die at random times, and I don't really need it right now, so I'm not gonna grab the cord. But yeah, so there's that. And then the last one was WordPress theme detector and plugin detector. I have that just because it's more specific to WordPress, but I think that built within Wappalizer, obviously they all do a lot of similar stuff. But yeah, so that's what I heard, but it doesn't do shift for me. Oh, it doesn't do shit for me. Oh, really? That doesn't work. That doesn't work for you. The history thing. That's hilarious. All right, let me just quickly go over and see if there's any other ones real quick, because that's all like the big ones, obviously, and I wanted to make sure we hit on those because those are hopefully somebody got something out of those. I don't know. Let me take a look at these ones real quick. So these are like my Mark Szymanski stuff. So a lot of similar things, because again, sometimes I do use different ones. This one of 10 for anybody that's YouTuber. I would look up 1 of 10. This 1 of 10 thing is really interesting. It gives you. Why don't I just show you this? Is there a way I can show you this? Yes, right here. Look, I can just show you on mine. So you can see this, right? There's some overlays here that aren't. Oh, my fucking keyboard is. I was trying to zoom my keyboard. There we go. Okay. So here's the thing. You see this up here. You see ascending, descending, da 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 whatever. This is from a extension called 1 of 10. If you're doing, I'm trying to scroll again on my. If you're doing anything YouTube related, okay, I know we got a couple YouTubers in the chat. Download this free. It's also a website, which I think might be paid. But the idea is like kind of like naming your YouTube videos and kind of like getting the data on like what I was in a YouTube mastermind, like a video group mastermind, and they turned me on to this. This is what it does. It gives you this overlay up here, and then it gives you these little things in here. You see like a 1.1, 0.5, 0.8, 0.6. The way that I've understood this is a 1.0x is kind of like your normal baseline views that you normally get on average for video. So like this video has done slightly better than average. This video has done less than average. There's a big one somewhere. So like 6.1, like that's doing 6 times better. So it's kind of cool. Now, again, for your own videos, you could see that stuff, but that does not just show up on your own channel. That shows up on other channels. Okay. So then what you can do is you can go into other channels. You can literally click like ascending. Okay. And you can see like their worst video. You can click descending. You can see their best video, and you can see if there's any, obviously you could just click popular as well. Like, but the point is you can see how much better they're doing, and you can start to correlate if like this thumbnail, which my dude stole earlier, you can see if that thumbnail is like better than this, or this title is better than this. Again, we're kind of in the weeds. I'm slightly off topic from the WordPress stuff, but my point is that from a YouTube perspective, content creating and anything doesn't have to just be this. That's a really cool one that I've found, or that I was recommended, and I'm just kind of a little sick thing to kind of also add in there. Is there anything else in here? News. Oh, newsfeed eradicator. Okay, I know I said the other one was the best. This one has actually changed my life too. This is a newsfeed eradicator where you can come into here and you can turn on or off different. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So this is newsfeed eradicator. So you can say which news feeds you want to eradicate. I was wasting so much time on like the Facebook news feed and like the LinkedIn news feed. So what I did was I just was like, I need to get rid of this shit, because like the LinkedIn news feed is pretty much pointless, and then the Facebook news feed is. We'll get into a little bit more here. Okay, I'm dropping all the funny things if anybody's still listening. Okay, so the LinkedIn newsfeed is kind of trash. So I was like, I don't need this. I want to go on LinkedIn, but I just want to post my stuff. I don't want to get distracted with stupid whatever the hell they have on there. So you just literally install this, click this button, and then you have, when you go to LinkedIn, you see nothing. Like you just see, you literally see the. I'll show you in a second. But you can create like the quotes too that you want to put on there. So meaning like you can like have custom built quotes or whatever. So this is what happens every time I go to LinkedIn. If I go here, it just says, do the fucking work. It just reminds me to go do some work. It's fucking hilarious. But you don't have to say that. You could do whatever you want here. I just wrote that myself. But it's really cool that you can just get rid of the LinkedIn thing, or you can get rid of the Facebook thing. Because I've gotten rid of the Facebook feed because I'm going to tell you something funny. I did two things on Facebook. I literally basically unfollowed everyone that is not WordPress related, which is a little extreme. But I'm still friends with everybody, but I just don't see like the random stuff from like the high school people or whatever like that, because it's just not productive for my life. So I did that. And then you could do this on these, you could do on these other platforms as well. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. And as far as that regard, if you have problems with distraction and you want to get some work done, this is something you should do. This is not a browser extension, but I can't live without drop over. You select a field and wiggle it quickly, and it opens a drawer shelf. You can drop a lot of things and then move it. Interesting. Drop over. What is it? Is it like an app, or is it? I did the same thing with Facebook. Yeah, you have to, man. We had too many damn people on there. There's just so. Well, quick last thing about Facebook is that I turned off the news feed. So if I go to the news feed page, it's the same thing. Just do the fucking work, it says. And then, but when I configured this bookmark here to go to the groups feed. So the groups feed is like, we're in a ton of groups, right? We're in like Oxygen, whatever, like Bricks, whatever. So like that's valuable. So I just show the groups feed, and then I don't really utilize that too much because I'm normally going there for something else or looking at notifications or whatever. But that is like a way more productive view for me specifically than, the other stuff. So that's a really interesting one that it's terrible. They definitely don't want to. Drop over is an app. I'm about to unfollow you. That's funny. Let's see. Drop over. Yeah. My keyboard's broken. We're not looking at it right now. Anyway, I'll look at that later. Anyway, we got to wrap this up here. So what else do we have? Newsfeed Eradicator is fantastic. Text to speech. Oh, this is another one because I literally hate reading. I don't hate reading, but like it just gets so ridiculous when you just see a bunch of text and you're like, I want to know what this says, but it doesn't. At any point in time, you can just go like this. What's a good example? You can just go like this, grab this text or whatever, and it actually puts in a little thing here. You can't see the drop down, but it puts in a little thing in the context menu where it says read text.
Open Drive files directly from your browser in compatible applications installed on your computer.
I don't know if you heard that, but it was like a robotic voice like reading that to me. And then over here, there's like another. Okay, so this is like the full UI. It also pops up too or whatever on the side, but like you just put. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Applications installed on your computer.
I don't think you guys can hear that, but it's reading at me. It's annoying. But anyway, yeah. So that's another one. So text to speech. So like if there's a bunch of text that I don't want to read, I can have it read it to me. If I don't want to type, I could talk to the computer. It's fantastic. Brent, I don't even post. I added Ruben as a friend, and I get this randoms beast with strangers. Yeah, dude, you got to stop that. Maxime's gonna mess your shit up. You keep playing with him. Timeline flooded with Ruben beefs. Recommended but not free. Hoverfy. I'm learning. I appreciate that, Peter. I'm gonna figure out what that is too. Hoverfy. It would replace at least 2 or 3 current extensions. Okay. Hoverfy. All right. Hoverify. Okay. I'm going to do that one. Hoverify and drop over. Looking at both of those after we get off here. Cool. Anything else? Unhook. Another huge one for me, specifically just because of what it does with YouTube. I know you can't see this drop down, but like I'm reading the stuff here. You can hide the home feed. You can hide the recommended on the side of the videos. I was an absolute black hole. I'd be like watching some WP Toots stuff or whatever, and then immediately I'd be like, oh, there's a nice golf video over here, and click that. I can't have that. So I hid that. You can hide like merch and tickets and all that sort of stuff at the end. You can, there's a bunch of different toggles. You can hide comments if you want. You can hide the live chat if you want, like fully. Like it's just, I think it's just displaying none, I think on the elements of the thing. But what are some other ones? Yeah, just a bunch of different things. So I leave subscriptions because I did the same thing there. It's basically all, people that I care about, like WordPress people, stuff like that. So there's a bunch of that, but that home feed is scary. Now, again, some of this stuff, I still get messed up because some of this stuff is, I use the YouTube app and there's no real, seemingly that I know of, native way to do it there to hide that. I know you could put like in a browser or something like that and probably have the same situation, but I don't know. It's definitely better when I'm on the computer at least. So Unhook is a good one. And then View Stats is another good one for YouTubers. You can immediately just see the stats on videos. without having to necessarily go anywhere. There was Social Blade in the past. That's another good one, but View Stats is like a free one that gives you some other stuff there. And then I think that's it. Let me just quickly check off screen if there's any other good ones over on my personal one here. Let's see. I just got a bunch of random crypto shit that I used to use back in the day that I don't use, like Coinbase, MetaMask, Keepa, Keepa, Amazon price tracker. I know you can't see it on screen. Is kind of an interesting one. That's like an Amazon, like you can see it. There's another box in when you're looking at Amazon stuff to see how the prices change. It just automatically adds that in there. That's a pretty cool one. And then Rakuten, if you never use that, again, just for like cash back for shopping and stuff, gives you normally gives you like extra cash back depending on what websites you're on. It used to be Ebates way back in the day. Cool. Wow, guys, this has been fun. Lot there. Hopefully you enjoyed the browser extensions. I know I enjoyed getting those recommendations from you guys. I really appreciate it. That's pretty much all I got. More content coming soon. Dynamic data is coming out. More client portal stuff. 1 p.m. today. Talking with Brian Cords over on his channel. Git version control. That'll be fun because I don't know shit about that right now. I don't know shit about Git. That's pretty funny. And what else we got? WP Easy collab maybe possibly coming soon. See if there's a time that works for us. It's going to be a weird time, obviously, just the way the clocks work. Anything else? I don't know. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, want to chat or anything like that, make sure you hit me up. More things coming soon, and hopefully I'll do some more technical content as well because I'm not tired of talking about the news, but we can't talk about it all the time. So, but I hope this was somewhat helpful. If it was, leave a like on the stream. Greatly appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Yeah, I gotta go eat. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, I gotta go eat something so I don't die on the next stream. All right, appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.